Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, I'm Sam and I work in tech as an instructional designer. I also get to work remote, which means that I can work from my house or anywhere, or I can go into the office if I need to. So recently I've been working remote from other places, like different states, rather than from my house. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I do a lot of audio recording and voice recording for videos. But when I travel, I don't really want to carry my big fancy microphone. You may have seen this microphone in other videos. This is the one I use for most of my recording. It's the Fi-Fine microphone. I'll link it down below. I really like it because it has like a microphone adjuster, but also it has the ability to mute and unmute yourself. But this thing is kind of heavy and I don't love traveling with it because one, it's a little bit pricier, but two, because it is heavier and I like to travel fairly lightly. So that's why I also have a cheaper microphone that is a lot lighter, as you can see, that I like to carry with me when I travel. You may have seen this microphone that I use when I'm recording videos or when I'm traveling. I like this because it's a lot lighter, it's a lot cheaper, and I can plug it right into my phone to record, but I also have a version of this that I can plug right into my laptop to do audio recordings so that when I'm traveling and I want to do recordings for work, I can do that. So in this video, I thought it'd be fun to kind of give you a few tips that I use to make kind of cheaper or more lightweight microphones work just as well as the more expensive professional microphones. Whether you need to use this for like personal projects or if you're actually using them to record professional videos or professional voiceovers. So let's get started. So the first tip is about where you hold your microphone. I've seen videos of people in the past where they're recording. I'm guilty of this too when I first started working with audio recordings. Notice that you get a very ASMR-y type of vibe, and this is not really giving you the cleanest audio. Additionally, there's the issue of people holding their mics too far from their face. If they're, scared to talk into the microphone, this is like a full foot away, maybe more from my face. This is a little bit too far away. The sweet spot is about 6 to 8 inches from your face. This is going to give you the clearest sound. It'll allow your microphone to pick up your voice nicely without it being too far or too close. Tip number 2 is about keeping the space around your microphone clear. You want to keep your hair, jewelry, collars, etc. away from the microphone, especially if you have longer hair. So you might notice that in most of my videos I have my hair up. It's because my hair sometimes will like get in the way of the microphone. I'll show you. If you have longer hair and you're trying to talk and maybe this like gently brushes up against it, like so, you'll notice that it picks up a bit of that. Additionally, if you pin your microphone to your clothes, sometimes you can see that like if my microphone is rubbing up against my sweater, you'll get a bit of feedback there and it won't sound as clear. So just make sure that your microphone is clear from touching anything. That's generally why I like to hold my microphone. If you have a way to make your microphone hands-free without it having to touch your hair or your, sweater, collar, whatever, feel free to do that. Also, sometimes if you are wearing like dangly earrings and you have your microphone on your collar, that can get in the way of the sound too. So just make sure that your microphone is clear from anything touching it or like brushing up against it. Tip number 3 is about the loudness of your voice and like how you're projecting your voice. If you talk too quietly, your microphone might have trouble picking up your voice. If you talk too loudly, you're gonna have a lot of issues with hurting your audience's ears. That's why it's important to just practice with your specific microphone, like what level of voice and projection will work best for your specific microphone. You don't want to be too loud or too quiet. You want to find that middle ground where it's just right. The last tip is about finding a quiet or insulated space. Let's go on a quick adventure. Okay, y'all, we're outside. Outside, you get a lot of background noise, and so generally this is like the worst place to do your recordings. If you're trying to do like a very quiet audio voiceover, I would not recommend being outside because especially if you live in like a city or something, or you know, even the suburbs, you get a lot of like car noises or just like gardening noises, and your microphone, especially if it's like a less expensive microphone, it will probably pick up everything in the background, all that ambient background noise. So let's try to avoid recording voiceovers outside. So the second option is just a quiet room, and this is kind of where I record most of my YouTube videos, or in some quiet room like this. You do get a bit of echoing, which is fine because the microphone doesn't pick up too much of that echo, but I can still hear it. This is a totally fine space to do your voiceover recordings because you do get a bit of quiet, and most of the outdoor ambient noise is reduced because you're inside. But the best case scenario is in a quiet, insulated, small space. The first option, which I usually do for my more professional audio recordings if I'm out traveling, is I'll go into like a small closet or like a small space and do my recordings there. Welcome to my closet. It's a smaller walk-in closet, but there's a ton of clothes in here, so it's very well insulated. Sound doesn't echo because there are clothes in here. So this is like the ideal if you are recording and you want to have like super high quality voiceovers. I would recommend a small space like this that is filled with like clothes or something that can help absorb that extra sound. And if all else fails, I would highly recommend building a quick little pillow fort such as this, because it provides a little bit extra insulation and it will absorb some of that echoing sound if you were to record in like an open space. Yes, you can use pillow forts for professional work. I think that they're super underrated because sometimes you do need that insulation for that perfectly crisp, clear sound. Alrighty, y'all, that's it for today's video. If you found this content helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be creating more content about instructional design life, tips and tricks to make your different technologies work better, especially when it comes to like video and audio recording. I'll be talking about remote life, which I think you'll enjoy. I've been having a lot of fun working on it. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.